Good morning. How is everybody today? Let me adjust this thing. Everybody doing okay? Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, or ready to get them today? Everybody, welcome to Hamjam 2015. This is the 7th iteration and is sponsored by the North Fulton Amateur Radio League, and several other clubs have endorsed it and worked with us through the year. My name is Bob Beeman. I'm the current president of the club, and I also want to welcome you and the other clubs here too today, and we'll go through a list of those in a moment. But our goals in Hamjam, and remember Hamjam is for the youth, but we bring world-class speakers to the Atlanta area, world-class in the terms of the ham radio world. And we also raise funds for activities and scholarships. Now understand, these funds do not go into our club coffers. They're special Hamjam or youth-oriented expenses. We keep very careful accounting of that money. So the money that you've spent on raffle tickets today went toward the prizes and especially towards youth and scholarship activities. I want to thank everyone who worked this event to make it an outstanding event, and thanks to every club for supporting us on this deal. Now, it is my job as president of the club to warn you that we have fire exits here. Where you came in the door, there's some down by the restaurants on the right, and there are exits right here. If you choose to run for an exit, don't do it now when I'm talking. Wait for the emergency, and I would appreciate that. The restrooms are down the hall to my right, and you'll be in good shape there.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Mack McCormick, and I'm one of the past presidents of the North Fulton Club. And I just wanted to share with you an update on Jim Stafford. So we're going to ask you today to help us lift up Jim Stafford. He's been very, very ill. He's presently in the North Fulton Hospital. His condition is critical. He's been in the intensive care unit for over 4 weeks. And, he really needs our help. He was making recovery, but he had a relapse. And so he's presently in a coma, if you didn't know that. So I want to tell you a little bit about Jim. You know, he's done so much for ham radio, if you think about it. He was the Ham Radio Educator of the Year in the United States. He's a fellow at the Radio Club of America. He's the past president of QRP International, for all the QRPers. He was the Norfolk president, the North Fulton Amateur Radio League president from 2007 to 2008. I had the great privilege to be his vice president during that time. And we took the club with Fred's help and a bunch of others, 7 others in fact, from a club of 7 to a club of over, 350 today. So, a lot to be thankful for Jim. He was also the Dayton Hamvention Ham of the Year. You know, you just think about all his accomplishments, and he has so many passions. Jim is just an incredibly passionate person. You know, he does hams, helping hams. I can tell you he has put up more antennas and radios than anyone I know. He's been a strong advocate of Hamjam when we started it 7 years ago, as you said. He's trained more people on CW than anyone I know. He's great with QRP, and the reason he does QRP, he tells, is because his neighbor accused him of blowing up her iron on her ironing board. And so he said, I better switch to QRP. And so that's how he got into QRP, if you're wondering. Of course, working with youth is a great passion. Woodworking, if you didn't know that, he does as much with woodworking as he does with ham radio. And he does as much with his church. He has a wonderful wife and 2 wonderful children and 2 wonderful girlfriends. Girlfriend. Sorry. I was doing okay till then. Two wonderful grandchildren, I meant to say. See, I should have brought my glasses. All right. Well, the good thing is Jim would get a chuckle out of that. All right. At this point, I want to turn it over to Chuck to tell you a little more about Jim.
Thank you, Mac. I'm Chuck, AE4CW. I also happen to be a past president of the club, and Jim was a mentor to Mac and me and many others in the leadership of the club, and we really remember him for that. But you may have also noticed, if you looked at the earlier slides, that the theme of Hamjam is it's all about youth. And I'll guarantee you, there has never been a bigger promoter and advocate of youth at ham radio than Jim Stafford. If you don't know a few of the things that he did over the past number of years as a ham, back in the 80s, he started a program called Radioactive Schools. He had a mobile bus, and he took a radio around to schools everywhere, and he taught science and ham radio to over 2,000 kids in the process of doing that. He was also the original installer and operator of the Sci-Trek Museum ham radio station back in the 90s. He did that for over 10 years. He is, as Mac mentioned, as a result of his outstanding contributions to educating hams of all ages, he got the ARRL's prestigious Breyer Award for Instructor of the Year in ham radio. He's currently been teaching middle school students all about electronics, building Arduino projects, and can you imagine, he also taught them Morse code up at Mill Springs Academy. Over 40 students in middle school have been blessed by Jim's contribution to encouraging them to learn science and to get involved and at least try out ham radio. Though Jim is in critical condition, I'll guarantee you that he's fighting every moment to get back in the game of teaching science to youth and to getting them involved in ham radio. I'll just guarantee you he is anxious to get back in the game of doing that. He's been a mentor and an encourager, an advocate, and a friend over to literally thousands of hams across the world, and many of us here in this room have benefited from that. So in honor of Jim, I'd like for us to take a moment of silent prayer where we each lift up Jim to Almighty God. Amen. Now, just so you know, there's never been a bigger promoter of Hamjam than Jim Stafford. And I'm sure he is anxious for us to have a good time today. So let's don't disappoint him, okay? Thank you.
Just like a past president takes the microphone with him. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Mac. Everybody has a Jim Stafford story, and I know when I came into the presidency, Jim congratulated me and said he was all for me, and if I ever needed anything, just to give him a call, and if I wanted to talk, just to give him a call. So I did, and he said, "What do you want?" That was Jim, great guy, and if you look at that picture, he's got that famous smile on his face, he has that glint in his eye, and he has that HQ 180 in the background that I coveted. I used to want one of those very badly. Now, we have a little prize for the club with the most members here today. But let me start by saying this. Members of the North Fulton Amateur Radio League, I would like them to stand up right now. Come on, Norfolk guys. Where are you? You don't count. You do not get the prize today. Okay, where's Tim, WK4U? Better late than never, yes. Okay, let me flip the sides over here and get it going. Okay, these are clubs that we have listed as endorsing Hamjam, and we thank them very much, and without their help, Hamjam may never have come about. But Well, first of all, how many members of the Southeastern DX Club do we have here today? Please stand and be counted. Oh. Count me too. I'm allowed to be a member of both clubs. 46 for the Southeastern DX Club. 42. Yeah. Okay, how many QCWA members do we have? These old folks, Quarter Century Wireless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count me, Tim. 8, okay. All the old guys stayed at home in bed, didn't they? Southeast Contest Club. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, is that it? Vaden, you're running into the wrong crowd. We've already done the Norfolk guys. Who is that over there? Is that the Kennehooshy Club? Kennehooshy guys, stand up, please. Both of you. 4. Super. What's this funny looking bug up here? Is that the rambling right from Georgia Tech? Georgia Tech Club, stand up, please. All right, well represented, yes. How about the 1010 M&M chapter? 1010 Club, 1. 2. That sounds like the signal's on 10 at my house. Okay, Atlanta Radio Club now. Come on, guys, Atlanta Radio Club. 1, 2, 3 of you. What? 6. Very good. Now for our red-shirted, jack-booted GARS friends. GARS, please stand up. Gwinnett Amateur. Holy mackerel. Hey. You're going to have to count 4 of them. 4 down this row. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh boy. How about that for Gwinnett? Thank you guys for showing up. If you're not for GARS, you're against them or something, I don't know. But okay. Alford, Stone Mountain Alford Memorial Club. 2. Hey, Mike. That was a good ham fest, thank you. I enjoyed it. Great time. Yeah. Me too. I may not be sick today. I better shut up. North Georgia QRP Club, NOGA. Oh my goodness. Look at all these we power people. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Ooh. Well, I would like to point out that Georgia QSO Party is not a club, but since we win it every year, we thought we would put the logo up there. Cherokee Amateur Radio Society. Chris, your guys, how many? All right, 15. Now, I don't know much about this next club, the Sawney Amateur Radio Association, but they very conveniently use the initials and an acronym that you might pronounce as SARA. That's my daughter's name, so I love you guys. SARA, Sawney Amateur Radio Association members, please stand. 13. Okay. Now, I realize that some people probably came down from New York State or Connecticut or even Chicago. So any other club represented here, let's see your hand. Whoa, stand up. Let's stand up. LJ. Pardon? Ears. LJ Amateur Radio Society. Butts County. Butts County with you? 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 from Butts County. Uh-oh, any other clubs? The who? YL. What's that? Oh, YL, but y'all won't let me check into the net. Why should I recognize you? I love you, Allison. Okay, guys, I'm sorry I missed you over here. Columbus, Ohio, or Georgia? Yeah, okay. Thank you for coming over. That's a pretty good drive, fellas. Thank you. We appreciate that. You know, you need to buy extra tickets. You've come so far. Okay, any more clubs? Alvin, Georgia? Albans? Athens, Georgia. Where is that? Are they playing today up there? Okay. Anyway, so who's the winner, Tim? Gwinnett Amateur Radio Society, we have one subscription to CQ Magazine. I suggest you do with it what you will. To me, you know, you can have one member put it on his or her computer, and you could go over to their house every Saturday. Norm, who wants to take delivery of this? No, nobody wants it. Thank you, Norm. Well, am I all through yet? Okay. As we were talking about Hamjam, Hamjam is all about youth. And Hamjam money goes for scholarships for young people. Back in 2012, William Probst and Sophie Brogdon. 2013, the money also went for youth. And this time it was a little bit more, at $1,000 to the ARRL scholarship, another $1,000 to the ARRL Teachers Institute in Wireless Technology, because we felt like we could help more people by funding teachers. We also participated in the Makers Fair with a number of other clubs in this room, and thank you for working with us, and we love to work with you too. Also, the Youth DX Adventure, where the kids and their parents become DX. We sent them to, what foreign country was that, Wes? Costa Rica. And of course, there are other related activities. And the 2014 kids that got scholarships were Laurel Hyatt and Gabriel Weber. These are two really smart kids. And the recipients for money in 2014 were, once again, the ARRL Teacher Institute in Wireless Technology with a $2,700 endowment. And that's money that's raised at Hamjam, just like we're doing today. Maker Fair Youth Event, $250. Youth DX Adventure, once again, $500. And we all, several clubs here, go to the Girl Scout STEM Expo and promote ham radio there. And there's also solder kits that we bought for youth activities at these various places. Let's talk about prizes. These are the manufacturers that have given us prizes, helped us with prizes this year. The number one prize is the Kenwood TS520SG. Right over here on the table, we have the merchandise. Prize number two is an ICOM IC7100. And I have one of those in my car, and that's about the greatest thing since sliced bread with that little LCD touchscreen. Okay, and we have an Array Solutions filter, Step IR antenna analyzer. That is a beauty, let me tell you, a handheld beauty. Bigali key, by golly, it's a $300 key according to Chuck. It's beautiful. You ought to see it. It's a work of art. have MFJ products, and it just goes right on down, a buddy pole antenna, Vibraplex iambic keyer paddle, diamond antennas. We have even more CQ magazine subscriptions for you. We have Ham Radio Deluxe coming to you, and just any number of prizes, so stay tuned. It's all about the youth, and we're glad to be here today, and we're proud of the activities in Hamjam, and we thank you for participating with us. It's presented by the North Fulton Amateur Radio League and endorsed by many area clubs.